Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes. What a show we had tonight. We saw Hurricane Hussein cause a little bit of a storm with his absolute power nom.
Saying the hurricane will come through and sweep everyone out of here.
Sounds a little bit more like a light drizzle, I'm not going to lie. Lewis broke all the rules when he decided to do this. Scandal. And Thomas, actually, finally got the makeover of his dreams. Looks stunning. Stunning. And also, I don't know why we've just, like, skipped over it. Did anyone notice this?
I think same for Hussein. I don't think... Sorry about that.
All about! The housemates didn't even know it! Anyway, in tonight's show, we saw the housemates get down and dirty because it was nominations day! That's right, they all nominated, and the self-proclaimed king, Hussein, decided to use his absolute power nomination that he'd won from the mystery box auction and put Lewis up for eviction. That also means Lewis will not be allowed to take part in this week's Game Changer. Ooh! So we have 3 people up from the housemates nominations, plus the person who also came bottom of the poll in the viewer noms. That means the housemates currently facing eviction this week are Hussein, Isabella, Lewis, and Thomas. However, once the Game Changer comes into play, as ever, someone could be saved from the public vote. But as we just confirmed, Lewis will not be allowed to take part in that. So he is up this week, no matter what happens. We're going to be having a proper chit-chat. Ooh. We're going to be having a proper chit-chat about all of that later on in the show. But coming up, she was booted out of the house on Friday, but tonight she's making her bots return. Kennelly is in the building! That's right. It's going to be proper beef ting in here, and I love a bit of beef. And we're going to be having a good flick through the papers and finding out what headlines the old tabloid hacks have been writing about our precious little housemates. We're bang on brand here. But first, it is time to meet my amazing Monday night panel, a trio so talented, the likes of which we haven't seen on bots since... Well, Friday, to be fair, was actually quite a good panel. I'm not going to lie. These come a very close second. First up, she is a West End star of stage and screen who's done it all. Pop Idol, Big Brother, The Bodyguard thriller, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Rock of Ages. But tonight, she is on the bots panel and she's never going to top that. It's actual Zoe Burkett! Next up, he's a man of many talents, businessman, entrepreneur, wedding singer, martial arts expert, all of which should come in pretty handy on tonight's show. Here she is, it's Ben Jardine! Here she is! Every time. And finally, a man who loves a juicy bit of showbiz gossip. Now, I'm not a fan of fruit myself, but he's definitely my favourite Kiwi, you know what I mean? Can I get a wood for Jen Wooden? So there you have it. Hussein, Isabella, Lewis and Thomas are all on the eviction chopping block as it stands, but one could be saved when the Game Changer comes into play. Except Lewis, this can get boring, isn't it? Keep repeating it. Who will definitely be facing eviction on Friday. More of that a bit later on. But Zoe, let me come to you first. Are you surprised that it's this lot up?
Yes and no. I mean, Lewis, I think he's due to be up because he keeps saving himself, and he's due to have his trial, as we say. His trial. Isabella, I kind of like her. I feel for her. She's only been in there, what, a week or so, and I feel like she could, you know, add a bit more value to the house if she comes out of her shell a little bit more. Hussein, he shot himself right in the foot, hasn't he? I mean, puts Lewis up straight away, and then bam, he's up as well. So I think, yeah, he's going to be shot with that. And I think Thomas is going to be livid.
Oh, yeah, I think he's going to be fuming.
Raged, and I
He's
can't
been
wait.
playing that
I
game,
know,
hasn't he?
he'll be raging.
Hussein did use his power nomination. He put Lewis up. Dan, let me come to you. Do you think he's made the right choice there?
Well, I'm torn, actually, and I think I will probably say no, he hasn't, because Lewis, whether you like him or loathe him, is still one of those really, really interesting characters in the house who I would personally like to stay in. That's not saying that there aren't things about him that I might slightly loathe, but I think as a housemate, he is good.
I'm quite shocked because I think Hussein's quite clever when it comes down to the gameplay, I think. And I think if he was really clever, he should have gone for Cameron, because I think more than likely probability Lewis probably would have already been up this week, but it does mean that Lewis cannot save himself
And he
in the
did think
game
about
changer.
that, didn't he, guys? He did
did.
have that moment.
He did have that think through. Ben, is there anyone else you would have liked to have seen up this week?
I personally think I would have liked to have seen. I don't like to say it, but I'm going to have to say it. Sian.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sian. We'll call her Sian.
There she is. There she is. Yeah, that's how it's spelled, though, isn't it? No, because I don't think like she's added anything to it. She's just sitting there in the background. Is anyone with me there? You know what I mean?
I think that
the
is...
Sian or the Sean.
That is a bit of it is a bit of a problem, isn't it? We go through it every single series that the coasters, if you like, they haven't really done much. They don't do that much to get nominated. But saying that, we do have the viewers' poll as well, which obviously Isabella came bottom of this week.
Yeah,
hence
and
the
I feel
reason why
sorry
she's
for
up.
like Isabella, like, because like Bella. No, but like all I'm saying is like it's because she's not had enough time to see. I know Lewis is on Isabella, if you know what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean?
He's flip-flopping with Isabella.
He
Let's be
don't
fair.
know.
1 minute he's
He's
liking her, the next he's not.
I mean, how is Isabella being in there for a week an excuse? Hussein's been in there for a week and we're all talking about him. So
True.
actually, Isabella has had enough time to make an impact.
Bosh.
So let's not use that as an excuse as to why she's been put up by the public.
You got told, girl! You got told, Ben!
But baby don't like to see that.
We're going to be talking about noms a bit more in detail later on, but now we need to talk about the rest of tonight's show. We saw Brooke crying in the diary room because she felt bad about bankrupting Thomas during the piggy bank task. Zoe, do you think she should have got so upset about that? It's crazy!
To be fair, her reasons behind it, bless her, not that she had to justify herself at all. This year, I love how honest they are with each other.
They're really
they tell each other all the
honest.
time, just so you know, I took a red one off you and I put it in there. They're really honest and open.
I would have gone, mind your own!
Exactly. I'm not telling you, it's my business. I think, bless her, obviously her reasons with, Thomas was given the other coins from, the ex-housemates, is probably helped her out a little bit. But bless her, she's obviously so lovely. I'm really starting to really like Brooke. Before, I thought she was coarse a little bit. I was like, I'm not really bothered. This week, I feel I've got to know her a little bit more, and I think she's lovely. I think she'll be in the final.
You do?
I do.
Early prediction
I do.
there, early prediction. It is all about gameplay, though, this series, more so than ever, and she was literally just playing the game. Dan, if you were Brooke or you could have had a word in her ear, would you have told her to go for Thomas, or do you think she should have gone for someone else?
No, I thought it was absolutely fine.
You did?
Yeah, and she was honest about it. I don't like the kicking of herself a few minutes later, but I think her reasoning for doing it made a lot of sense.
Well, she was, like you say, kicking herself, but Thomas actually said he felt like he'd been stabbed in the heart with a machete, his own words, about what she did. Ben, do you think he's overreacted about this? Because at the end of the day, he would have had to have done it to someone else if it was him.
Look, all I say, right, is like I said, right from the start, he was my favourite at the start, Thomas. But I feel like he's been a bit bitchy and but I'm just saying, I don't know, like, he's calling it on. If you're going to play a game, right,
You've got to take the consequences.
Well, don't tell everyone. I'm playing a game, by the way. What's all that about?
I mean, he's a bit too honest when it comes down to the game. Like, what are we making of Thomas's reaction? Junie Wooney, hello, darling.
Darling. Well, I think he's very hypocritical. And it kind of reminds me a bit of Isaac. You know when Isaac got really upset about Akeem taking his coins in a coin-taking challenge?
Yeah.
Now, Isaac...
The name of the game,
Now, Isaac found it very funny when he stole Amelia's coins on the opening night when all the coins fell down and she had her own pot. So he thought he was being funny. When somebody else took his in a challenge, how dare they?
So you think that's what Thomas is...
Thomas is the same. Thomas... He said to her, go and play the game, don't think about other people. She went and played the game and didn't think about other people and thought about it logically. She thought, OK, there's 3 people with the most coins, and out of those 3 people, who should I take them from? And then she didn't think who's got the most coins. She thought who earned their coins and who were lucky enough
It's like
to get
Dame
them.
Judy James in the room, isn't it? Unbelievable. Junie, Woony, where have you been all series, girl? For your silver trousers, the key. Let's talk about Lewis, because he was breaking them rules and he decided to do a running jump into the swimming pool. Now, let's be fair, worse rules could be broken, but he said he just wanted to run wild and have fun in the house. Zoe, I want to bring it back to the fact of Akeem. Now, especially Lewis and Cameron, as we can see there now, they constantly accuse Akeem of playing up for the cameras and, you know, doing everything for us, the viewers. Was that a little bit of that, do you think, last night?
I think maybe an element, but for me, finally he's having fun. Oh, goodness. It's literally like, yes, Lewis, finally. I'm sorry, the whole series. And back to the North East, you have to. So, I want to love him. And there's moments that I do love him, and, you know, and I reason, and I like his understanding of how he phrases things. But sometimes the way he speaks, he's a bit of a pessimist. And yet he speaks
I
like
think
he's an
that's
optimist.
very safe to say. He's
So
quite
I think
pessimistic.
the fact that we're getting to see him have a bit of fun, it's like, finally, even if it is your last week and you're playing up to the cameras, just have a bit of fun, son. Like, do you...
Let those locks down and enjoy yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Let your hair down.
We also saw a bit of this from him tonight. Dan, I'm going to come to you on this one. Any idea what was going on there?
Well, do you remember on Friday's show?
Yes.
Lewis spoke about some of his...
Ben, sorry, we've lost Ben. Look at him, bless him. It's the noises.
Right, look, Ben was gone weeks ago,
It's
let's
true,
be
it is
honest.
a
He
true
was gone weeks
statement.
ago. But no, remember he spoke about some of his bizarre self-pleasuring theories. I just wonder if this is part of it.
Just making random noises, having a lovely time.
Well, we couldn't see inside the bath, could we?
No, we couldn't.
There you go.
Right now.
Well, he has admitted he's had one, hasn't he? Let's be fair. The game, though, is really starting to take hold, and we're starting to see a lot of cracks appear amongst our housemates. Thomas and Cameron said the Misfits are now officially dead, which is very emotional. Zoe, the Misfits, what's happened to them? It's just completely crumbled.
It has. I think the moment Thomas kind of openly spoke of the fact that he was playing a game, they were like, what? It was, oh, so that means we're not really friends, we're not safe. And I feel like the cracks have happened then. And then, you know, people, I really like Kian. And he's, you know, Isabella came in, wanted to make her welcome. Zoe's all of a sudden, her nose is bent out of shape. Like, what's happened here? He's dropped me. He wasn't dropping you, babe. He was just trying to make friends and be welcoming to somebody else as well. So I think that all the little cracks are from there.
I've got to admit, right? You know, like you asked me earlier about Sean and all that.
Or Cian, yeah.
Glad you agree with me. And, no, but Zoe, I'm telling you, I would probably put her up as well, because I do think she's playing a game and... Like, I don't know. I'm just saying
Let's
that
quickly
here.
ask you guys, what are you making of mine? Parcel, look, he's fuming.
Zoe is wonderful. I like her character. She's very motherly. She's friendly. I think she's playing a brilliant game in there. I want her to stay.
You said two-faced as well. It's all going on. As much as it pains me to say, the final is getting close. Dan, do you think they're all thinking a bit too much about winning that 100 grand rather than just enjoying
Way
themselves?
too much. Way too much. And actually, don't know what you think, but I reckon the people who actually start to think less about it and just start living and enjoying and also fighting, but not fighting over the victory, if you get what I mean, actually will be the ones that come through
All
here.
I say to that is, be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
Who can you
Be
be?
yourself. On that note, give him a round of applause. There's a Monday night panel. Coming up next, she is back. Find out what Kennelly's been up to. There she is, during her first weekend out of the house. Plus, in tonight's Spot News, we're going to discover what punishments the housemates have had to endure after their rule-breaking antics. I'll see you straight after this break. I was thinking earlier, like, I don't actually know who I'd choose for a killer nomination. I think I'd probably... June! Junie, Woney, that's embarrassing. Sorry, where am I? Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Just caught me shooting the breeze with some of my audience, you know, some of the audience. June! Junie, Woney, you make me feel ill, girl. Right, Friday night, you decided it was game over for Kennelly as she left her Big Brother fan, but before she takes a hot seat on Britain's most famous panel, may I say. Let's take a look at what she got up to after she made her speedy exit from the house on Friday night. It's time for Kennelly's Aftermath!
I can now reveal the fourth housemate to be evicted from the Big Brother house is... Kennelly.
No, the wrong person went.
Again, I'm absolutely fuming. Wrong person went in my eyes, that's it.
I think Kennelly was the right person to make it. She goes under the radar and she has done absolutely nothing in that house.
You can't be everyone's cup of tea. I'm excited, but yeah, I'm nervous and I just feel a bit overwhelmed.
It's all right.
What, we goes to the actual house?
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Bitch, cheers! Oh, that's what I say.
Oh, no, Kennelly just didn't show her potential.
Have you had a beverage? Give it up for your fourth evictee, it's Kennelly! When you were running up them stairs, I was a little bit worried something was going to come out.
So on my Instagram, before I went, I had like 1,000 followers, and then I just looked and there's like 4,000. It's nice to see like all the people that actually support me. My friends have been controlling my Instagram, and I'm just like little videos of like me being in there, and it just gets me a bit like emotional. It makes me a bit sad. So I came back to the hotel and I started watching Big Brother. Even though you was there, you just want to actually watch it, see what the house looks like on TV, and then I couldn't sleep because I just wanted to see more. It's so humbling though, because it's like people, like actual human beings that I don't even know my name, and yeah, that was amazing. Gutted you went last night. You were one of the only real ones in there. I wish you all the best in the future, and you're also fucking beautiful. That's so cute. It's so humbling, like you just want to reply to all of them. Oh, you did amazing in Big Brother. Your ass is amazing. It's really overwhelming, like people just knowing like who I am. So I'm gonna go back to Nottingham, I'm gonna pick up my friends, we're gonna have a drink, I'm gonna chat shit, and that's it for now. But Rylan, I'll see you on Monday. Ew.
Ladies and gentlemen, give up for Kennelly! Kenny! Oh, it's so lovely to have you back. It really, really is. First and foremost, you've had a few days now. It's all settled in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's crazy.
You're looking amazing, may I say.
I'm feeling good. It was a bit surreal at first, and I can't wake up in the morning. I'm so tired and I don't know why.
You need Big Brother to wake you up now.
Exactly, yeah. But other than that, it's good. It's really good. I got noticed as well when I went out. And that was crazy. And all the love and the support, it's amazing.
It is amazing,
Yeah,
and I'm glad for you, because I think you've been a great housemate. What I want to ask you, though, is if you caught up with any ex-housemates at all?
Yeah,
over
so I had a message from Kay.
Oh?
She was explaining some bits and bobs, saying that, you know, not to take any hard feelings of certain things with Anna-Amelia. And then there was Isaac messaged me, actually, sending his number. So he sent me a video with him. I sent one back. Then.
Sorry, that looked really dirty, what I just did. I don't know why I did it, and it weren't what you thought. Go on.
Yeah, so we was having a little chat. He explained to me that he did nominate me and he felt bad for that.
Oh, well, that's nice. At least he said that to you.
Yeah, so we're going to meet up as well, and I can't wait for the rap party to see everyone.
No, neither could I. Do you know what I mean? You've been watching a few of the episodes. I know you're nearly caught up a little bit. You've had a little look. Has your opinions changed of anyone?
Yeah, it has.
Go on.
Zoe.
Oh!
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of things how her and Sean never had no disagreements or anything. And she's been saying things like she don't like Sean, and Sean plays up to the cameras, and I feel like she's a bit fake, and I think she's jealous.
Oh, you think it's jealousy from Zoe's part?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about that a bit more later on, but I need to ask you about your big coins. I mean, I thought it was really sweet what you did. You know, you sat there and went, you know, Hussein's not got any big coins, I'm going to give him mine. I thought that was really sweet of you. But look what you've done.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I feel like he needed a chance, he needed the opportunity, and I feel like he's took it, he's rode with it, and, you know, Lewis F, I would have nominated him this weekend.
Well, on that note, it's lovely to have you back. Give it up for Kennelly, everyone. She's back. Right, it's time now for tomorrow's headlines and today's Bots News. OK, settle, please, settle. Come on now, please. I'm a start. Our top stories tonight. It was far from a glorious morning as housemates woke up to Big Brother's punishments. Thomas proposes an idea to Akeem, and Cameron wonders what's troubling Kian. First up, at 10:41 this morning, the housemates woke up to the harsh reality of their constant rule-breaking. Run, BT.
Aye.
What? Maintenance, hello?
Maintenance, where's the tea and coffee gone?
Maintenance, where's tea and coffee gone? Hello?
Where's the fucking tea and coffee?
I was like... So I was at the door. The door was closed and I was at the door listening.
Oh, they're punishing us, I'm telling you now.
You're joking.
Oh, this is taking the fucking piss.
Oh my God, it's all gone. Oh my God, we've only got porridge.
I'm not eating fucking porridge, got stand porridge.
What's that shit?
It's already looking like a grueling week ahead. Hashtag porridge pants. Then at 11:12, Thomas stepped it up a notch and had an idea to keep himself occupied with Akeem. Run, VT.
What are you doing right now, Akeem?
Gonna do some more cleaning. Why?
Oh no, I was just gonna suggest necking on.
Definitely we can think about it.
Okay.
We're not gonna do it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's a suggestion. Guys, we've got to keep ourselves occupied. We've got to make sure that we don't break.
That's why I'm saying let's neck on.
I'm not going to fuck. There's hundreds of cameras here, and not to mention that I have a girlfriend.
Oh, well, details.
Toilet time.
I mean, I'm not a gambling man, but that definitely wasn't a no there from Akeem. And finally, at 1:21 this afternoon, Cameron and Lewis talked about why they think Kian may be feeling a little isolated in the house. Run, VT.
You know, what is wrong with Kian this morning? I think he's crumbling. He's jealous of me and you. You know Zoe's unhappy with him. Thomas is unhappy with this fuming with him. I don't trust him anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, but he feels singled out. That's from his own doing, though. Yeah, but that's ridiculous. It's not the case at all. He decided to switch who he wanted to talk to and who he wanted to be around for tactical reasons, in my opinion, and because he's jealous of other people's relationships, and it's now backfired.
Talk about having a few thoughts on your mind, poor Kian. And tonight we are joined by this week's competition winner, self-proclaimed caramel Barbie and just an all-round lovely girl, it says here. Kennelly Amos Sissons, I think her name is. Hello, Kennelly, lovely to see you. What do you think of the shenanigans that have been going on? Oh. I'm sorry, dear, we've run out of time, and that was tonight's Box News. Thank you. Coming up after the break, I'm going to be sitting down with Mr. Showbiz himself, Dan Wootton, for a flick and a click through the biggest Big Brother news headlines of the week. Me and Kenny will see you after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side. Now, I don't know about these guys here, but in the Bot studio, we were thrilled to find out that Meghan and Harry were expecting a baby. Lovely. So we have got none other than our royal baby correspondent all the way from China. It's baby Bao Bao, everyone. Bao Bao, are you there? Hello, darling. Darling, I bet you're thrilled about the news. Being a baby yourself, Bao Bao, let me ask you, do you have any advice for the expecting parents? Oh, Bao Bao, what are you like? Well, listen, baby Bao Bao, that's all I've got time for. Give up a baby Bao Bao, bye! I miss you too, darling. Hang him up. Right, it is time now for a showstopper of an exclusive. Have a little look. at this.
I'm here to hold his hand.
Right.
I've never had it done before.
Never actually.
Right, ready?
Yeah, go on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, do it now.
Quick. Oh.
That's all right. I just seen Zoe James.
Right now, we're killing.
Right, you ready?
That's good. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa. They've all gone.
Look.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Right, put your legs up. Bend them up. This looks really like it's going to work. Why did you do that?
No, I'm anxious.
That's my cure.
Counter Furby, counter Furby.
1, 2, 3.
Stop shaking your balls.
Ow! Oh my God! Kennelly, I'm going to come to you because your face was a picture during that.
Wow.
How did you find that to watch?
Entertaining.
Yeah?
Very entertaining.
Would you have been straight in there helping Kean with
yeah,
the
all
old...
the way, yeah, I don't mind her.
Sacky, cracky, lovely,
Yeah, exactly.
timey?
Tell you
Yeah? Dan, what did you make of the old...
Rylan, there are some things that we don't need to see. That was one of them.
Like
and
a little
I'm
wax of
blaming
the
you
pundada.
for it.
I'm blaming me for it.
Oh.
Ben, I mean, do you
No
know,
one likes to see that,
manscape?
do they?
No?
Breaks your heart, you're bored.
Did you get a little twinge?
I didn't know what to do with myself.
So, I mean, let's be fair, manscaping, I mean, most men do it now, but...
They do.
I mean, that's a little bit intimate, isn't it?
It's a little bit intimate. However, I was hoping to see a little bit more of King because he keeps bragging about how wonderful his possession is. So I was kind of, oh, is it? Oh, we didn't get to see anything.
We did get to see it. I'm not that kind to you. What can I say? Well, we are now past the halfway point, and it feels like we are on the countdown to the last few weeks. It's fine. It's fine. But as the final series draws closer to a conclusion, I think it's time we look at what the headlines are saying in this. Give it up for Dan Warren, everyone! Nearly. Dan, lovely to have you on the show. I mean, how are you finding the series just past the halfway mark?
I know.
It's a little bit sad.
I know. We're too close to the end.
Too close.
Because we know what it means.
I know, the end. But
For real.
For
now.
For now.
For now.
Well, as much as we
For now.
know. But if you've been enjoying it, I mean, they're a good bunch.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it?
You're liking
I've
it.
loved it.
Always liking it. Well, I know you've been searching the old interweb, as the children call it, for some good headlines. Who has been making those headlines?
Well, Rylan, I wouldn't be a good journalist,
No.
would I, if I don't put you right on the spot? Social media faux pas of the week.
No, that was a very big accident. That was it wasn't even an accident.
Are you already planning your next job?
No, I'm not planning no jobs. I'm not doing nothing.
Well, do you know what?
I was just reading a book.
OK, I'm going to have a sweepstake and going to say that I think you're going to do very, very well.
Well, thank you very much. But no, I was just literally decorating.
Okay.
Moving on, what's
Okay.
Telemix saying about the housemaid?
Telemix, Akeem and Lewis. This is interesting, actually.
Go on.
So Lewis has always been the favourite for. Well, he hasn't always been. Sorry,
Well,
for
yeah.
the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
he has been the favourite, and we've seen this change of the odds since the big fight in the hot tub.
Oh, go on.
And Akeem has moved right up there now, so he's actually the second favourite to win.
Wow.
Alongside Zoe. And to me, it's a bit of a surprise because Akeem seems very nice, but he hasn't done that much in there.
Do you not think he's done enough in there to win it at the moment?
No,
You
that's my
don't?
view.
Well, Telemix actually said Big Brother 2018, Akeem Griffiths and Lewis Flanagan fight for favouritism. Now, we know that Lewis has been the bookie's favourite, like you said, but do you think that hot tub argument could affect his chances in there?
Yeah, I think it could, but I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it? Do we want to vote for a genuinely great Big Brother contestant? Well, we've seen at times in the last few series that doesn't always mean picking the obvious person, picking the nice person, picking the likeable person. It means going for the person that is going to make great TV and give Big Brother a great send-off. So that's why, personally, I don't mind that Lewis is right up there.
I think that's a fair point as well. As a journalist, but as a fan as well, because I know how much you love the show. Have you got a favourite at the moment?
Do you know what? This is a weird one. So because I know Ben totally disagrees with me, but actually I'm liking Zoe right now.
You're liking Zoe? Go on.
I loved the scene when she was talking about the others' party and she said, I just want to sit down with a cocktail sausage, and I thought, that's my type of girl.
You get on well with her, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? Let's be fair. What other headlines have you got for me?
OK, so the Daily Star Big Brother viewers threatened to switch off. Are they crazy?
What?
Because they can't stand newbie who say, saying. Now, do you know what? Again, this annoys me because I think he has been an amazing latecomer to the show.
So do I.
He has sparked things up. He's seen what's going on in the house. He's taken on that block, hasn't he? The Cameron-Lewis little partnership, little alliance going on. And I think it's great. King Hussein all the way. So I think don't switch off. He's making it a lot more interesting.
I say it all the time on this show, whether you like a housemate or dislike a housemate, if they give me and my audience and my panel something to talk about, surely they've got to be a good housemate.
Well, absolutely. And I love him because someone had to go in and wind up Lewis and bring him down a peg or two. And look, at the end of the day, he has got under his skin, and that's a great thing.
Do you think the new housemates have done what they were supposed to do? And I'm going to include Isabella in that as well.
Yeah, do you know, I think they have. I mean, look, this is interesting, Isabella, isn't it? She sort of works with horses and she lives with her folks. So this is a big, big change for her. So I agree that we need to give her a little bit more time in there. I think it's quite harsh that she's up.
First time she's up, she
I
could
like
potentially
her.
go. You like her?
I mean, we don't know much about her yet, but I think she didn't deserve to go. To be
want to
up.
see a bit more.
And I don't know, I have a feeling she probably should go out of those four. So that's so, you know. But I do like her, and I'm not saying I want her to go.
Wouldn't predict. What else have you got for me?
Well, this is a great one, actually. Big Brother's Cameron admits he didn't plan to come out to housemates as he discusses game players. And you know, Rylan, I have been quite obsessed with this story right from the start because it's a fascinating thing. It's breaking new ground, isn't it? Because...
That's what Big Brother does, guys! What can I say?
And
putting it out there.
So firstly, I mean, kudos to Cameron. Even more kudos for doing it, given he didn't plan to, because it would have been easy to think maybe this is something he did intend to do, given it's such a big decision, and we don't know, well, I don't know at least, how much people know on the outside about his personal life. But do you want to know my little theory?
I love a wooden theory. Go on.
So, but it's quite sad, this
Oh,
theory.
what?
But I think he's totally, truly, madly, deeply in love with Lewis.
Do you?
Seriously.
Some of them agree over there. I mean, look, I think it's been said before a few times on this show. What is it about that relationship that you think means probably
more to
more to
Cameron? I actually sort of hinted at it once before when I was right at the very start when I was on here because I just sensed that he fancied him. But I think it's gone deeper now. And I don't know, Lewis seems like a very open-minded type of guy. You just never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know in this crazy world we live in.
You never know. But look, it's quite cute to see. But yeah, I would say he's got it bad. He's besotted.
You do.
He does whatever Lewis wants.
Well, don't worry, we'll be asking him when he comes out onto this show.
Well, he's already come out.
Well, there you go, boom, boom. He's accused quite a few people, pretty much everyone, of game playing in the house.
Yeah.
Do you think Cameron's got any element of game play?
Yes!
You do?
Yes, I really do. I mean, to me, that's pot, kettle, black situation. I think Cameron and Lewis are absolutely ultimate game players in there. But again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But I think to say they're not playing a game is just ridiculous because that alliance is all about playing a game.
Well, they seem to agree with you. I absolutely love your headlines. You always make my Monday nights very special. Give it up for Dan Warren, everyone! That is all for this part, but don't go running off just yet because coming up, we've got another injection of exclusive house action to pump into you. Plus, we're going to be having a very heated debate about this week's nominations. And Question Time ain't got nothing on this. Do you know what I mean? I'll see you straight after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show that's been breaking all the rules and gameplay in the main show since 2011. Don't hate the player, hate the game, do you know what I mean? Right, in a moment I'm going to be talking all things nominations, but first it's time to squeeze in one more exclusive clip from the house and watch very closely, because I'll be asking questions after.
There are 4 housemates nominated for eviction this week. They are Hussein and Isabella and Lewis and Thomas.
Interesting.
That's such a cop-out.
What have I actually done wrong? I actually can't see a reason for you. I don't know what would be valid.
I don't know. It came from, I think, the person that I actually stand up for has nominated me. Do you know that? The person that I think's really fit and attractive has nominated me, along with his buddy.
So you and Thomas are both up. Great. Well, at least you don't have to fucking pick between who you're going to say with me and Thomas. If you won. True. That would be a worse situation for you to be in.
Yeah.
Could be worse for you. At least you get a chance to save one of your mates. Do you know what I mean?
It's not gone down too well in there. Kennelly, surprised by Isabella's reaction?
Well, you know, I feel like every time you go up, you feel like, what have I done wrong? There must be something I've done wrong. But then obviously it's the vote thing, isn't it, why she's up?
Yeah.
And I reacted exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So it just gets you paranoid because you're thinking no one's ever addressed anything, so why don't they like me? But obviously she don't know.
Zoe, I want to come to you for this one. Thomas and his fan.
Thomas.
That fan was coming right out.
Yeah.
Do you think he's shocked?
Yeah.
You do?
I think he's deeply gutted by that because I think he thinks everyone likes him, which they do. I think everyone likes him.
Well, no, but he's lost his money.
But yeah,
He's lost his fame.
He's having a bad week.
He's having a bit of a bad week. What do you guys think?
Get him out. I love Thomas at first. No, he's like a sea lion. He's always like eating, moaning, or laying down. He's never walking, is he? He's always sitting down, lying down.
You're all right. Calm yourself down, darling. It's all right. We've got a glass of water.
I love it. I love that.
She's having a lovely
I
night.
want to see him clap sometimes.
All right. God bless her. It is now time to delve into nominations. So, here we go. It was Hussein who won the Absolute Power nomination and decided to put Lewis up for this Friday's eviction. And because he's also excluded from the Game Changer, there's nothing he can do about it. Thomas and Hussein were the other housemates to get the most nominations, meaning they will take part in the Game Changer. And Isabella will also be joining them because she was voted the least popular in the public polls. There's a lot going on this week, do you know? Let's begin with Hussein. He said he feels that Lewis is his main competition and he needs to get him out of the house. Dan, I know we briefly touched on it earlier, but I'm going to ask it again. Are you surprised that he's gone for Lewis with that absolute nom?
No, not at all surprised. I think he felt he had to do it. He couldn't take the risk that Lewis would avoid a nomination from the House. It was a good strategic move.
No, it
on his
wasn't
part.
strategic, Dan.
You don't think it was,
because
Ben?
it's backfired on him, hasn't it? He's now up with him, isn't he?
No, but the point is that there was a chance, he thought there was a chance that Lewis wouldn't be nominated by the House.
Ben, why do you think there's
He
so
couldn't
much
take the risk.
rivalry with them two?
I don't know, I just think, like, because... Like...
We know Hussein walked in and he made it quite clear he didn't like Lewis. Let's be
he's
fair,
the king,
Ken,
isn't he?
but-
He's the king and I, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Things where Lewis called him out. Lewis called him out on certain things and he didn't like that. And then obviously the water situation happened after. So it was just like a man-to-man thing and no one wanted to back
But all
down.
I say is sometimes I worry about seeing. And like, I do worry about that girl.
But so do we. I don't know who she is, but yeah, I do. Zoe, do you think he's done the right thing by putting Lewis up? You do?
Yeah, I do. He doesn't like him, so put him up.
Put him up. I'm getting a lot of like reactions over here.
I hate Lewis. I want Lewis out.
She said strong in her white blazer. Go on.
Lewis is very manipulative and he's gone against every other male that's come up against him, so we need a male to take him down.
You think he needs to be taken down? Who disagree? Oh, do you agree?
Lewis is so entertaining. I think Sean should be going. What does Sean bring to the show? A floppy toenail. She brings a floppy toenail to the show.
I tell you what, Sean's causing a bit of famous stir over there, isn't she?
He thinks that he's the king, like, but he just, if you're strategic...
Hussein or Lewis?
Hussein thinks he's the king, but if you put Lewis up, you're being silly. He was going to be up anyway. If he was the real king, he would have put Cameron or someone else.
You think he should have put Cameron up?
But just to elaborate on that, if Hussein hadn't have put Lewis up, more people would have nominated Lewis, which would have meant Hussein probably would have got less nominations, meaning Hussein would have had less of a chance to go up.
Oh, she's shaking her arm. Go on, girl.
I hear you.
Lewis knows most of them, and they're under his yoga
Under his spell, ain't
You think they're under the yoga spell with the arm?
Hocus pocus, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
That's a bit Betty
Bit
White,
Here we
you know what I
go.
mean?
We saw in tonight's show, though, that Lewis decided to break the rules because he hasn't been in touch with nature, in his own words. Kennelly, do you think that was all a reaction because he's found out he's
To be honest,
up?
he did used to come out with these random sounds like in the middle of nowhere. I think it's sort of made him had enough and just rebel and think, F it.
You just think?
Yeah, I think he's just like, F it, I'm just going to do what I want and I just want to be
But right, what I'll
free.
say is, look, he let us all know that he's in touch with nature. I know he's been out of touch, but he does a bit a month, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a little bit of nature when it rains.
That's
He
all I'm
loves
saying.
it. Last week we did see that hot tub get very heated, Lewis and Akeem. We saw what happened there. Do we think if Hussein hadn't chose Lewis, Zoe, Lewis would have definitely been up this week?
I think so. Looking at the last few weeks, I don't really feel that he's...
I mean, he was up last week and he saved himself.
He saved
so-
himself. I do think he definitely would have been nominated.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Well, depending on who wins that game changer, Hussein and Lewis could potentially now be up against each other in the eviction. So, do we think the king will be able to keep his crown on Friday?
Everyone doesn't like Hussein. He's in there to completely trash the place.
Do you not think it started to change, though, a little bit over the past few days? People seem to be warming to Hussein a little bit.
A little bit, but there's still that there where, you know, they want him out because they see him as a threat, and he's just in there to just turn the
as well,
place
aren't
up.
they? You know, the two newbies, so they
It's a
want them
lovely
out.
little jacket, isn't it?
It's sexy, isn't it? That jacket's
Lovely. So you guys think that potentially Lewis will definitely stay over Hussein?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you don't?
No,
so you think Hussein will stay over Lewis?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I think Lewis he's had his ups and downs. I think he's beginning to have a meltdown now. You've seen it tonight. He's cracking up, you know, in that bath. He's shouting.
Do you know what?
And I just feel we've had enough of it.
You've had enough of him.
All I'll say that Lewis has a few aggressive baths, doesn't he?
He has a few aggressive
What's that about?
It's great TV. I love his diary room moments, have me in fits of hysterics. He's great TV. He can't go. Not yet.
Well, listen, let's move on to Thomas. This is the first time he could potentially face the public vote. As I said, the game change is still to come. Dan, I mean, the game playing from Thomas, as viewers, it's quite entertaining to watch, don't get me wrong, and he is quite honest about it, but do you think he's going to be able to worm his way out of this week's eviction?
Oh, Thomas, how the mighty have fallen.
With your fan.
Look, I don't know now. I feel like it was too much too soon with him. He's very much at threat now, both inside the house and with viewers.
You do. Well, let's ask you, do we think Thomas is in trouble this week, potentially? Junie, you think yes?
I think both Thomas and Hussein are, because a lot of people who like Cameron will vote against those two because they'll want to keep his friend Lewis in.
Okay, fair point. Who thinks Thomas isn't going anywhere?
Let's go everybody.
Oh, you think he's going? Anyone think Thomas could easily stay? She's waving her arm.
Turn the film into It with that makeup on.
Oh, you think, well, that might be his next job, darling. He could audition for it. With that, she's having a lovely night. Brooke told Big Brother she was not happy with Thomas's reaction to her giving him the killer coin. Kennelly, look, you've been in there. When people are quite open with the gameplay in there, how does that make you feel as a housemate? Does it make you feel more wary of them, or does it actually make you trust them more knowing they're doing it?
You're completely wary. You respect the person for saying it out loud, but you're very wary of them because you don't know how to take them and you don't know if the relationship you're forming with them is a game or if it's genuine or not. So you don't know, you feel like you can keep them at arm's length, but you can't really get to know them because you don't know if it's genuine.
Has your opinion of Thomas changed from, like, launch week?
Well, mine did. Like, look, all I'm saying is, like, from day one, I thought Thomas was going to win it. But, no, I'll be honest, but all of a sudden, when Baby says, I'm playing a game, well, the game's gone, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But, Ken, do you think the game is overshadowing his personality that you saw live?
That's what I mean. It is, and he's got that geezer's got a great personality.
Kennelly.
Oh, don't know. I thought she said Cian then. Where's she's going with it?
It's definitely Cian.
When he sat down and he elaborated on it, he used to say, it just means I'm going for everything that I can get. So when he explains it, it makes sense. But in there, you can't really use the words of I'm playing a game because people take that completely out of context. And because you're in there, you don't really know what to do with that person.
Ken, do you think he's playing a good game or not?
I think he's playing a very good game because I really like him and I still like him to this day. But I think he's just playing the game of when we do physically play games, he's going to go ham and go hard for it and ruthless with it.
And bring out the beef ting.
The beef ting!
Yeah! That's all about. It's all about the beef. Very quickly, Hussein received 5 votes. Sean, or Cian, and Kian both nominated him for playing a character which he's not living up to. Dan, he's gone in there as the king. He said he's gone in there to ruffle feathers. Is he not playing up to that character? Because I think from what we're seeing, maybe he is playing up to it.
Yes, he is, but that's why we need to save him. Because actually, the house were always going to put him up. That was inevitable. That was the consequence of him playing that sort of game. We should save him because we want the house to be interesting and fun and shaken up and dramatic.
Very quickly, I've got about 30 seconds left. Very quickly down the panel, as it currently stands from our nominated housemates. Dan, who would you like to see out on Friday?
Oh, I have to say Isabella.
You're going to say Isabella, Zoe?
Isabella.
You're going Isabella as well?
I've got to go Bella.
Bella. Ken?
Lewis.
You want Lewis out as well? What do you got?
Yeah, Bella.
Hussein.
Lewis.
Hussein.
Lewis.
Bella.
Hussein.
Louis.
Thomas.
What do you think? Thomas. I'm out of time. That's all I've got time for tonight. A big thank you to my panel. A bigger thank you to my audience. But the biggest thank you goes to you at home for watching. I love you. I'm going to be back just after 11 tomorrow, where I'll be joined by Love Island's Georgia Harrison, Geordie Shore's Nathan Henry, and it's not you, it's me. Big Brother H, Chanel Hayes, is going to be here. Until then, no.